السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وبعد. We were reading from the Riyadus Salihin, the chapter about Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahy anil Munkar, ordering for Ma'ruf and avoiding and prohibiting Munkar. So the next hadith from this chapter is Ubadah ibn Samit radiyallahu anhu قال بايعنا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم على السمع والطاعة في العسر واليسر والمنشط والمكره وعلى أثرة علينا وعلى أن لا ننازع الأمر أهله إلا أن تروا كفرا بواحا عندكم من الله تعالى فيه برهان وعلى أن نقول بالحق أينما كنا لا نخاف في الله لومة لائم. This hadith reported by Bukhari and Muslim. So Ubadah ibn Samit said, we did bay'ah. We agreed with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that we will follow such. First thing, we will listen and obey. And we will listen in every situation. It is very difficult to follow, but we will follow it. Easy, then of course we will follow it. We are ready to accept the order, it is okay. If we are not ready, still we will follow. And then we will prefer others. We will make our things less needed and others things more needed. And then who are responsible for running our affairs, we will not clash with them or will not fight with them. Illa antaro, only a way to refuse them if you see them they are going in kufr or they are committing a kufr. And you have a very clear dalil for it, very clear proof for it. And we say haq anywhere, and we will not care about any person blaming us or belittling us. We will not care about it. So this hadith is a very, very important hadith. It is a kind of like you can say that is a fundamental guidelines for our living together. Yani as an individual, we are living as we like, suppose, for example, as we say, we are master of our own. But our life is not individual, we live together. And we have some kind of organizational system. And this organization system starts from family life, right? Husband and wife's responsibility, then it grows up. So bigger level, up to the rulers, right? So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave us few very important guidelines. It should be our prime way, for example, to deal with this issue. First thing, our criteria should be, we will listen and obey. And we will listen not means, for example, just we have some kind of an announcement happen, so we listen it, but we don't care about it, right? But we should apply it, we should follow it. And many times I say, suppose in masjid, the management announce that please park properly, right? And we don't care. So it means, for example, our first break of this commitment start from here, right? And it go brother. Suppose in family, husband says something, wife says, I don't care. You ask your kids, you don't care, you don't care. So the attitude of Bani Israel was started from this way, and it ended with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sami'ana wa asayna. Yani they become so brave, so they don't mind about even Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we don't care. And this is happening now, right? You can see, right? Whole world saying something, they don't care. So this attitude is actually based on Islamic understanding, right? So Islam not say blindly, if it never says follow blindly, no. Check it, confirm it, right? Suppose if some sheikh says something, right? And you say, okay, you say that it is okay, haram, haram, halal, halal. No. Where is the dalil? What is the proof, right? Our fuqaha, when they say something, they don't say it is my desire. They say, I got this dalil, so I am saying this opinion. Maybe they have different opinion, but everyone must bring proof. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, وَالَّذِينَ إِذَا ذُكِّرُوا بِآيَاتِ رَبِّهِمْ لَمْ يَخِرُّوا عَلَيْهَا صُمًّا وَعُمْيَانًا. When they are reported something from Quran, even from Quran, they don't blindly follow it. They check it, what it meaning, it applies in this situation, where we supposed to apply it, and so on. So this kind of sam'a means, yani Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, a person, this ear is listening something, right? But it is just like a transferring something to others, right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, yani وَهُوَ شَهِيد مَنْ أَلْقَى السَّمْعَ وَهُوَ شَهِيدٌ. Yani the person is something coming and he become attentive. Oh, it is addressing to me. Many times you know what happens, suppose the announcement coming. So everyone think it is not concerning me. It is listen to other. And other thing is that something said, so what is the way to apply it? What is the way to follow it? So sama is not only just hearing quality, but the hearing attentive way. And ta'a means how we do properly. And suppose something said to one time, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was addressing in khutbah, and he said, sit down. Sit down. So people, some person is standing, somebody else says sit down. And Abdullah ibn Mas'ud entering from the door, and he heard this thing, he sit down there, right? So no, I'm not addressing you. Come here. You come here. So I'm saying those people who are actually disturbing in line or something. So this is also the way how, for example, we follow it. We heard and we follow it. And this is a situation goes from the bottom to top and top to bottom, right? And it is not only the, suppose, for example, mostly of the issue comes that we order others, right? You have to listen. But this order come to me as well. I have to listen also. And it is two way. It is not one way. And وَالطَّاعَ فِي الْعُسْرِ وَالْيُسْرِ. And there we have different situations. One time, just like suppose for example, Allah said, donate, right? And I have not much money. It is one thing. Another time he said donate and I have a good money. So he said in both situations. And it means, for example, my duty is not based on my choice or my situation. It is duty, right? And suppose, for example, someone say, okay, for example, you have to come, you have volunteer. Volunteerism is very good, right? Mostly volunteerism, in our understanding, is just complementary. If you do it, it is okay. But in Islam and in this system also, if you commit, right? So if you say, okay, I actually, yes, I have to come, but I'm not feeling good. I'm this and that, so I'm not going. So Rasulullah said, "Usr wal yusr." If you are in very hard situation or easy situation, in both ways. Wal manshat wal makra. Manshat means, for example, I have just like suppose in some time I'm very active, right? And I have no problem. If someone asks me, one I will do more. But other time I say, no, I cannot. But if the duty is duty, I supposed to perform it. I like it or don't like it. And most of the time, many times I can say you, this is the most important point, because sometimes I don't like something. So instead of refusing and say I don't like it, instead of, I say, I don't think it is halal. I don't think it is okay in Sharia. So it means, for example, you are judging something because you don't like it. So it should not be our criteria that if I say, yes, a person can say, I'm not feeling good about it. It is okay. But I say, no, I don't think it is allowed in Sharia, or it is something. Many times it happens, just like suppose the Imam is leading and he prolonging, right? I don't feel, I say, why not short it? Other time he is very short, I said, why not prolonging? So sometimes it is coming under different kind of options. So maybe, for example, Imam's option is not my option, but I go with him when it is not the issue of halal or haram, right? So in that sense, manshat and makra is also a very important thing. Wala asaratin alayna. It is most difficult thing. Most of the time, isar. Isar means you prefer other person, right, on your own things. But the Islam established a criteria for it. La isara fi ta'ati. Suppose, for example, some person asking me, please drop me, give me ride, right? And it is for salat time. I say, okay, mashallah, it is good time. I prefer other person. I miss my salat and I go. No, the first isar not in duties, right? In faraid, what is important, we have to do first, right? So next thing is that, which is nawafil. Suppose you are doing some nawafil and some person asks you to please help me or guide me or drop me. So in that way, the isar will be always good. Mostly isar will be some kind of, just imagine, suppose there is a position, all right? 2-3 people are running for it. And one person think that this person is better than me. So I can get it, but I'm, for example, surrendering for him and so on. So this isar is a kind of two-way. One is that I am actually not concerning that I am most needed person. I deserve this thing and so on. Second thing is that I am ready to offer my service in any position. And you can see some people, when they got some position, they are when they are always present, right? When they have no position, they are missing. They are not available. So it means, for example, if they have a position, then they will be there, right? But isar is different, opposite to it. And I'm saying, for example, you ask me, maybe you asking someone, I will do it. It is my prime thing. But I'm taking benefit from it, I can leave for others. Many times Sahaba, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala admired them. وَالَّذِينَ هَاجَرُوا they يُؤْسِرُونَ عَلَى أَنفُسِهِمْ وَلَوْ كَانَ فِيهِمْ خَصَاصَةٌ. When the Muhajirin came to Medina, they preferred them in everything they can do, even they were leaving some their own benefits and so on. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala admired them. وَعَلَى أَنَّ نَازِعَ الْأَمْرَ أَلَهُ. And this is related to mostly the related highest position of rulers. When a person become ruler, so if we don't agree with him or we feel some bad about him, his misbehavior and so on, so we should not jump to just remove or make revolt against him. With only thing allowed for us when this person commit a very open kufr, violation of Islam. And not just a blame, not accusation, but real thing happened, proof is there, so then we can remove him. This is actually mostly misused, this thing. Rulers use this hadith. They say, don't challenge us, because hadith says we're supposed to continue. Yes, it is right in one way, but it is not right other way, because the system starts from choosing the person who will be our responsible, right? Allah subhanahu Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he can appoint Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, as he was loving to do it, appoint him as his successor. He can do it, but he didn't. Why? Because he want to leave this choice to Ummah, right? Ummah supposed to choose. And it happened that when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam passed away, and the Ansar, they were doing some kind of discussion who will be the Khalifa, and Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu heard about it, so he joined them and he said, it should be those who deserve, those who become the first in Islam. Al-Sabiqun al-Awwalun. Right? And Sabiqun al-Awwalun are from Makkah, right? Because the Ansar, they later. And then he said, it should be, for example, but when they say we appoint you as a candidate of Khalifa, so Abu Bakr said, I will not choose, I will not declare myself till all people will agree with it. And he did bay'ah in Masjid. And the all cities where the Muslimun were there, the bay'ah came from there. So it means, for example, the criteria, first part is, you must be by choice of people, not by you put yourself in the force, right? You come by power. And then you say, this is hadith, follow me. So mostly people take half truth, right? Half truth. And second thing is that when you appointed someone, so suppose next day I change my mind, I become angry with him. I said I want to remove him. So it is a kind of you can say it is not a order. It is not discipline. It is kind of, for example, you make a system just like going in a circle, right? So Rasul said, don't do this thing till you have a very specific proof that this person is not capable to run the system. And this is the reason why in our, if you study our fuqaha, those who are especially wrote about the Islamic political system, we have actually two standards for Islamic system. I'm not I'm not going to in detail, but I'm giving you just hints. One Islamic political system is ideal, right? Ideal system. And other one is in a kind of we accept the reality, right? So our Khulafa Arba'a, four Khalifa, they were chosen with ideal system. First Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, by choice of people, and his choice was 100%. Only two people didn't do bay'ah with him. Only two people. You know who they were? You know who don't bay'ah with him? One is the Ansar said Rais Chief of Hatem, I think Sa.A.W. ibn Muaz, right? No, the other one. That time, who was the chief of that time? He and Sayyidah Fatima, or Ali radiallahu anhu, Sayyid Ali. But he was not against him. He was abstained, just like we say abstained, right? And Ali radiallahu anhu, later he did bay'ah. So it is 100%. Umar radiallahu anhu, Rasulullah, Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu appointed him as a candidate, that he will be next to me. But his position also became when people followed with him, right? So he was not just like he forced himself and so on. In our times, a crown prince, right? Now becoming, going without any choice. The third one, Umar radiallahu anhu, when he was saying, I said, from the Ashara, those who were given the good news of Jannah, 6 are living, so 6 will be capable to run the system. Choose any one of them. So when he passed away, so they were discussing. So 2 people surrendered to other, right? Talha and Zubair surrendered for others. And then Abdul Rahman ibn Auf, he said, okay, I become mediator. So now 2 candidates remains, Sayyidina Usman and Sayyidina Ali, right? And then Abdul Rahman ibn Auf going all the houses and checking who is better than them. So he found that mostly people love Usman radiallahu anhu. But then he asked both, do you follow the pattern of Abu Bakr and Umar? So Usman said yes. Ali radiallahu anhu said, I will try. So then he said, okay, I will do bay'ah with Usman. So Usman radiallahu anhu bay'ah became with 100% choice of people. Ali radiallahu anhu's situation was different because that time Usman radiallahu anhu the Medina was sieged, right? And outside connection was not there. And then Usman radiallahu anhu was martyred. So people asked him, you were the next person. So why you not take the position? I will not take it till people accept me. So the exception happened inside Medina. So all these people are ideal model, right? Now what happened later, it become father to son, son to son, son to son, right? Just like a Mulukiya. So it was not ideal, but it was accepted under some condition. Now our situation is that even the system is not working. A person come and take power by military or something, he become ruler. Now he remind us this hadith. You have to follow us, right? You have to listen us. No. First thing, you have to listen first, right? And then we will listen to you. And Umar radiallahu anhu was challenged. One time person said, Isma'u wa ati'u, right? Listen. And one person stood up. He said, I want to ask you from where you got this long clothing. You have your piece is shorter. How you got 2? So he explained. He said, now we will listen to you. So in that sense, for example, Islamic system is not one way. It is both way, right? But again, al-fitna ashaddu min al-qatl. Disturbance is bigger than crime, right? So if we just said a rumor, oh, this person is not good, don't follow him. you are making chaos, right? So Islam also not against it. So Rasul said the point where you have a power to remove this person, when you see some clear violation of Islam happening from this thing, yes, then you can do this thing from your power. وَعَلَى أَن نَقُولَ الْحَقَّ أَيْنَمَا كُنَّا. There's a two different things we must understand. One thing is that, clarification is very important. Amr bil Ma'ruf is essential duty of every person, right? Essential. And we have to say it. Even some people blaming us or, oh, you are posing yourself. You think you are the most knowledgeable. You don't care about it. Say haq, right? It's a duty. But the changing the system is not required from everyone. It is not duty. It is required by only groups or whole community and so on. So when we are doing Amr bil Ma'ruf, it should be our responsibility. Even suppose, for example, the ruler is not allowing us or they are not happy with us. We are supposed to say, yes, maybe we cannot do it with our hands. It means, for example, we not do by power, but at least we say it, right? We say. So one time it happened that Muawiyah time, when he was trying to appoint Yazid, his son, as a king or Khalifa. So one Sahabi, he said to him, are you following the trained or the sunnah of Kisra of Iran? Son will be the ruler of the father. It is Kisraviya. He said it is a following of the ruling. He said openly to them. So I'm saying, for example, Amr bil Ma'ruf is must, but it's due regulations, right? Suppose a person, I can say him privately, it is better. I can say him with a nice word, it is better. I can try to him, for example, if I'm not able to, I will ask someone to say him to son. So in this way he said, we will say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Quran, لا يخافون في الله لومة لائم. They don't care about people. They say what is good, they say good. What is bad, they say is bad. So another hadith which is next to it, Nu'man ibn Bashir, it is one of the very great Sahabi. So he said, Masarul Qaim fi hududillah. A person, he said that when there are regulations and you can say off limits, then you can say, you know what, it is a time. You cannot cross the line. So he said that those who are maintaining the hudud of Allah, their example just like a ship. A ship has 2-3 stories, levels, right? First level, second level. So what happens, some people are on the upper level and some are lower level. And when they need to take water, the lower level people come up and then take water and they go down. So they said, why we do this thing? Why they sometimes stop us or they take us to wait, right? They didn't allow us sometime. So why we not make a hole in ship and we take water directly? So Rasulullah said, if they do it, what will happen? When the ship will drown, not the lower level, the upper level, right? And if they say, no, don't do hole and we will provide you the water. So both will be saved. This is the example of our society. We are just like a living in ship, right? So suppose if someone something a person is doing bad, I say I don't care about it. It is his job. No, it will affect me, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Quran, Quran said, لا تصيبن الذين ظلموا منكم خاصة. Be mindful about the fitna when it is come. واتقوا فتنة لا تصيبن الذين ظلموا منكم خاصة. When you invite some fitna, right, something bad, and you think it is my thing, you should not stop me. The fitna, it will not, the bad result of fitna will not limit to that person. It will cover all, right? Suppose if someone is, playing with fire, right, and burning something, and maybe this fire will go to other people also, go to other houses, right? So fitna is actually, Rasulullah saying that when we are living together, we have to maintain protection of us with protecting others. And others, they must be so. So our journey of togetherness will be journey of safety. And this is common sense. Nobody deny it. But the problem is that if you suppose, for example, if you go to city and take a permit for it, they say you must put some fire safety point, right? Because it is important. But the fire of kufr, they don't care about it. You are believer, not believer, we don't care about you. What you do, it is okay. In Islamic system, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, you must be mindful as you fear the fire of this kind of building, fire of hell also, right? So it is the journey of Iman which make us to be safe for myself and others as well. Quran says, قُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ وَأَهْلِكُمْ نَارًا. Save yourself from the hellfire for you and for others. So Rasul said, very good example, and you can understand the whole situation. The ship is going on. A person doing something, if you're, the house is in Canada, or just like a very, shallow kind of temporary, right? And if you just make a little bit, suppose kids are playing with something, it may be destroy the whole sun. And many times the fire happen for some reason. So it means what? It means suppose if I see something, I say, oh no, let them. No, it is not let them. You're supposed to, for example, care about it. So Rasul said that so the whole humanity is on ship, right? Bigger level, smaller level, all others together. So Rasul said, if you don't mind others, it will destroy you as well. It will touch you. And this is the reason, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about the Samud, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him the miracle, a she camel, right? And then they decide to kill. So what happened? Quran says, كان فيهم تسعة رهط يفسدون في الأرض ولا يصلحون. There were 9 gangs, just like in our time we have gangs, right? Drugs game, weapon games, and kind of these gangs. So when their gangs were active, so what happened? They just give him a hint, manage this she camel, right? And only few people went to cut the knees of this she camel, and all people are not involved, right? Not involved, only few people. And next day, when the story come out, he said, I don't know, we were sleeping, we were there. People went to the criminal record, they say, we were traveling, we were there, and that's right. But that's why I said, we destroyed all of them. Why? Because they were not participating in it. They were not. But when they know it, they were silent. Right? They were silent, right? Silence also is a giving support. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, if you suppose see something here bad, you're supposed to report. Same thing about the violation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in that sense, for example, the society is most essential thing for us to save ourselves. But the problem is that in our time, we have a disbalance. Either society control everything, so individual freedom is gone, or individual becomes so arrogant, so society is gone, right? Islam create a balance. Individual must be recognized, because in Islam we are responsible as individual to Allah, right? So we must have our freedom, but same time the protection of, just like a house, if you have some kind of boundaries, right, fencing, it is for safety. But fencing not means you close it to everyone and you don't allow to go inside thing. So in that sense, that the Islamic system is actually working individual capacity and collective society and balancing to each other, both supporting to each other. And this is the way of establishing ma'roof and providing the munkar. So inshallah we will continue. There are many hadiths in this regard. Inshallah we will continue. Jazakumullah khair.